Hello everyone. So for a research project, the exfiltration and infiltration of the Android devices connected to the Iowa State Wi-Fi. This is an experimental demo setup. So I'll just introduce you to all the components. Starting from the top, we have the server. You can think of it as the fake charging station or the honeypot that would allure the victim to connect their phones to the charging station. This Going further down on the left, you can see the mobile device that would be used by the victim, which is an Android device. On the right is another Android device which would be used by the attacker or the adversary with the attacker's app installed on it. Let me go and start the app real quick. So this is the first screen of the app. Here you can see the IP address of the server. Now first I'm gonna go and initiate a connection with the server. Now, right now what it is supposed to do is populate the list with a list of all the devices that are connected to the honeypot server. Now since we do not have anything connected to it, we don't see anything. Let me go and initiate a connection real quick. Now I initiate a connection. Now what is happening, what is going on in the background is that the server, it's creating an ADBA connection with the victim's phone, and soon you can see the list that would be populated with the connected devices. Since we already have one device, we can see only one row. Now the information that you see right now is the device ID of the victim's phone. Now one important thing, the server has already maintained maintained a ADB connection. Now even if I remove the USB cable, we would still be able to perform our application's functions. Now I'm gonna tap on it, and here are the two possible functionalities of the app. The first one is the input gesture. The second is the receive live updates. For now, let's start with the receive live updates. Now here again you can see two options. One is the video, one is the log. So what the log basically does is it populates the log view with all the information that we can fathom from the device, including the codes the codes that the manufacturers use, then also with all the processes that are running in the background or in the foreground on the victim's app. For now we are parsing the input, so we have limited string values showed on the screen. Now let me explain you what these values mean. So starting from top, we can see the device ID, then we have the serial number of the device, then the IP address of the victim's phone, then we can see information on whether the victim's phone has an active USB connection or an active internet connection, which you can see are false and true respectively. Then we know the product code that Google uses for that phone, which is Sailfish, then the model, Pixel, because we're using the Google Pixel, then we can know if the screen is on or off, then the resolution, the orientation, and if we have a screenshot available. Now second, in the following lines we will see the information of all the processes, not all, but basically the list of past processes that are running on the victim's phone. So for example, in the foreground we have only the launcher running because we don't have anything else, right? And in the background we are only showing three apps which we are considering for this video. First is the Android email application, then we have the Facebook application, and it shows the video status, which is nothing because we don't have anything interesting going on. Now we have programmed the server as such that whenever there is an application in which we are interested in running on the victim's phone, it's automatically going to have a screen capture of the video that is going on. So let's say the user goes and he wants to do Facebook. He starts Facebook and now he has to log in. He will type his password. He is using Facebook as usual. Yeah, and I'm gonna go and request a video clip. Sending a request. You can see we have the recorded capture of the user actually typing his login credentials, the password. Now you know the ID and the password of the user. We already have the user ID mentioned there. but you can obviously see the password. Now, right for now, we are only requesting 15-second clips, and this is the same video again. Now, this is the latest video. And one interesting thing that we noticed is in some applications like the US bank, let's say the user has an account in the US bank, and he opens the bank application, enters his credentials. Now let me request a video. Let me see what's going on. Let me see the credentials of the user. It takes a while for us to receive the video. Do it again. See, we don't see anything. I guess that's a safety feature that the US bank uses, that we cannot capture anything that's going on in the background, but we can still we still know all the key events that were going on. Oh, that's not bad. I forgot. And next we'll move on to showing the different functionality, which was the touch event, touch gesture. Now you can see three different functions in front of you. The first one is the text view. What it is going to take is the X and Y coordinates of the touch that we want. So let me start with let's say 340 and 450. Let's see if that leads to the result. Tap go, and as you can see, the touch event actually happened on the victim's phone. Now for a second, I'm going to show you what the sabotage one does. So what it's going to do is it's going to create the calling activity, start up the phone, and then call a custom number that we have programmed into the device. Now, since right now we don't have the cellular connection enabled on the victim's phone, the call didn't go through. But we don't have any function for the sabotage tool right now, but the possibilities are unlimited, as you can think. So one other interesting thing that we noticed is, so even if the user stops his Wi-Fi connection, or if he disables his Wi-Fi connection and he goes to his home and then he comes back later and connects to the Iowa State Wi-Fi again, he connects to the same IP address, and our honeypot server is actually keeping a record of the IP address, which is a pretty cool thing. I guess that's one thing with which how the Iowa State Wi-Fi implements its policies. Now, thanks for watching our video. Hope you like the project.